are live. What is going on, everyone? Thank you so much for tuning in at this time. Everybody that's here, I greatly appreciate it. Anybody watching this on the replay, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Well, take the win. Glad we got the W. That's great. This is a game that we absolutely needed to win. In my opinion, every game the rest of the way is an absolute must-win game. We just can't, at this point, can't afford to lose games. I think we have to go at least 10-3 in these 10 games. So we got 9 more wins to go. Got to start, being cleaner, right? This is just, look, a win is a win. You don't get style points in the NBA, whether you win by 1 or you win by 30. But the problem is that the way that we've won this game, right? Like turning the ball over, can't have 20-plus turnovers. I like when the Lakers are trying to share the ball. I like when the Lakers are moving the basketball. I like when the Lakers are playing the right way. You got to take care of the basketball. You look at the Atlanta game, 39 assists to 8 turnovers. Shared, moved the basketball, took care of the basketball. The Sixers are really good at getting people to turn the ball over. I get that. You got to take care of the basketball. You cannot be having these costly, just careless turnovers. Guys got to pick it up. I like the aggression by Anthony Davis. I like the aggression by LeBron James. Again, I felt like those two, along with Rui, really helped establish the tone early on. Reeves was rough. I know he had a couple highlight plays, right? There was the little like behind the back pass. There's a couple things where you looked at, you're like, oh, let's go, Reeves. But man, he just was sloppy. He was serviceable. Like I praised him in the Hawks game because I thought he was very well done. I thought he was very serviceable. I thought, he was taking care of the basketball. He was staying in front of guys on the defensive side of things. He was just getting beat, turning the ball over, getting trapped. It was rough. But he did hit a couple big shots that we definitely needed. So credit him for that. But just in general, right? We can't play this way on a regular basis. It's the inconsistencies with this Lakers team. You play Atlanta, you look like the best team in the league. I understand it's Atlanta, but it wasn't even so much the name that we were playing. It was the way that we played. Again, sharing the basketball, taking care of the basketball, not turning over. Guys hitting big shots, guys doing what is necessary. It's like outside of that, it's just this game was it was rough. And you're going to lose a lot more games than you're going to win playing this way. Got to take care of the basketball. But anyway, let's dive into the box scores. I'm sure you guys have comments that'll expand on my rant here. But let's dive into the box scores, and then we'll jump into all the super chats and all the regular questions and stuff like that. But Rui is the one that really got us going. I felt like we went off of him, and I think that he should have, played more. I know he had 3 fouls, but you could have gotten him to 30 minutes. 2, I think we should have played through him more. Like their entire game plan was to try to trap and lock in on Anthony Davis and in the paint. I think this was a game that you really could have used Rui as a mismatch and allowed him to kind of get going more than he already did. I mean, he had our first 7 points, and then he finished the game with 14. So it's just I would have liked to see them kind of utilize him better this game. I think this was a game that really would have called for that. LeBron James, 7 of 15, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 8 turnovers. Again, inexcusable. We can't have that. Cannot turn the ball over 8 times. Again, I love that LeBron has seemed to be more aggressive. Him and Anthony Davis, both of those guys have been very aggressive, kind of establishing and setting the tone. Those things I love. I appreciate that. But you got to take care of the basketball, LeBron. Like, seriously. 8 turnovers. I mean, he had more turnovers than he had assists. You're not going to win many games turning the ball over 8 times by himself. Anthony Davis, 10 of 16 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, hit another 3, 19 rebounds, including 7 offensive, which was spectacular. Again, he was aggressive, 4 blocks, 3 turnovers, 4 assists. I really liked what we saw on Anthony Davis. He imposed his will, as you want to see. Austin Reeves, like I said, he's had his struggles. He 14 points, 3 of 8, but it was just kept getting trapped, kept getting careless. Even that highlight behind the back was nearly a turnover. He just kind of lucked into that play. But his shooting, he hit, like I said, he hit 2 crucial threes that were big. So you got to credit him for that. But just in general, right? Consistency. I need to see him provide a little more. D'Lo 4-13, 4-10 from three, so 40% from 3-point range, but from the field total, he was only 31%. Again, got to find a shot, got to find his stroke. 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and again, 5 turnovers. He's usually very good at taking care of the basketball. He's usually very good. I mean, we've seen him have like 14 assist games and not have a single turnover. Right? You got to take care of the basketball. Got to take care of the basketball. Between him and LeBron James, you had 13 turnovers. 13. Those are your 2 primary ball handlers. Again, we just can't have that type of thing happening. Spencer Dinwiddie was solid. 3 of 8 from the field. That doesn't sound great, but he's 3 of 6 from 3. I still hate the way that the Lakers utilize him. It drives me crazy. He was on the ball more, so hopefully that's like a trend as we go. Hopefully they kind of run the offense through him a little more than they have been. But he delivered with 11 points. I did like that we had 6 guys in double figures. That I like a lot. But again, got to take care of the basketball. Got to stop turning the ball over. Got to play the right way. I get you wanna find the open man, but 22 assists. You had almost as many turnovers as you did assists. You were only 1 shot? Yeah, 21 turnovers to 22 assists. 21 turnovers to 22 assists. It's crazy. It's just, again, that's completely uncalled for. You can't play that way. You're going to lose more games than you're going to win. But anyway, let's dive into the chat. Again, I really appreciate you. Like I said, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Try to beat Nick. Not the way I wanted to win, but I'll take it. Very, very sloppy. Yes, very sloppy. Hopefully, this was the game that was like, hey, we just got 4 days rest. We're out of rhythm. Kind of lackadaisical game, right? Pulled away, scraped out the win. Now you kind of get back on track. That's the hope, at least. Again, fingers crossed, and that this isn't like that the Lakers don't have another mishap like this, because this is not the way that you could play. But our next game is against Indiana, right? Which, by the way, the Pacers helped us a ton. Pacers ended up beating the Golden State Warriors, which was huge. So, again, got a full game on the Warriors. Now we're 1.5 games ahead, I believe. Yeah, let's look it up in real time. We are still the 9th seed, of course. Yes, we're 1.5 games ahead. We are now 3 games back of the 6th seed. But like I said, I think that's tough. It's very likely going to be the 8th seed. We need somebody to drop. Pelicans lost Brandon Ingram. Hopefully that is in our favor. Dallas keeps winning. Suns, they have the Spurs twice. And I get most people might think like, oh, hey, the Spurs, like they're just going to run through the Spurs and go on a 4-game win streak. San Antonio's beaten them twice. They've played 2 times, and San Antonio's beaten them both times. So they played back-to-back 2 times in San Antonio. Can San Antonio just win one of those? Just give me one of those. Because after that, the Suns' schedule is brutal, man. Their schedule is tough. Like, they got reamed, which, again, is in our favor. I'll take it. But anyway, let's continue. We can't guard Maxey. Well, yeah, I mean, Maxey's averaging like 27 a game or something, like 25 a game. So, I mean, most teams haven't been able to guard Maxey. But, yeah, we got to do a better job on the defense side. Really need to – I've talked about it. We got to find that defensive identity. Been terrible defensively. Been excellent offensively, but just terrible, terrible defensively. But Chris – coming in hot with the super sticker. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. What is it? It's like a little, it doesn't show me on StreamYard. It says fist bump. Boom, I got you. Boom, it's this little thing going like this with the fist bumps. I appreciate you. Thanks so much, Chris. But where were we? All right, way too many turnovers. That's putting it nicely, man. That was ridiculous. This is the definition of an ugly win. Yes, but we will take it. I will gladly take it. Not how I was hoping this game would go, but hey, better to win sloppy than not win at all. Like I said, you don't get style points in the NBA, so a W in the win column is still a W in the win column regardless. I love this version of Spencer Dinwiddie. Yeah, it's Spencer Dinwiddie. The quick double on 80 is bothering the Lakers offense. Ham has no answer all night. Well, problem is we just don't really have we don't have the athleticism to beat that, right? Because like the way you solve that is 80 gets the ball on the post, they come and they collapse, and then you just send like Jared Vanderbilt would have been perfect. Jared Vanderbilt might have gotten 20 points tonight because you literally could have just thrown the ball into 80, let the help come, had LeBron and Vanderbilt out on the wings, and then just make a beeline for the basket, right? And then Anthony Davis could have just had the little drop off or the little cutter to the man. But yeah, when D'Lo and Reeves and Rui are out there, they're not quick enough to kind of beat and make them pay for that, which teams know. Teams are aware, So it's tough situation. Not impressed. I'm not impressed either. But hey, a win is a win. I will take it. I'll give Lakers some slack. They have not played in 3 days. Be better next game. I won't be too harsh on everyone, but pick it up later in the fourth. Yeah. Again, I'm hoping this was the hey, yeah, we got the hangover from the 3 days off, right? Which look, I talked about it heavily these last few days. Like I believe we needed this. I think this rest was good because LeBron's been dealing with that ankle and little knick-knack injuries. Anthony Davis getting elbowed in the eye gave him time to like heal and let that kind of cure itself. Just everybody dealing with little knick-knacks, things like that. So I'm hoping that this was the rust game. You got the rust game out the way. You shake it off. You were able to pull out the win. It wasn't one of those like catastrophes where you're like, oh no, like no, you still got the win. Brush it off, and like you said, let's be better the next game. The Lakers don't play well with a lot of rest, yeah, because they clearly are a rhythm. Damn, he went live immediately. LOL. Pretty much. It was like a couple of minutes after the game. Well, it's sometimes like I know sometimes it'll be like 5 minutes after because like in a tight game, I don't know if the Lakers are gonna win or lose that game, right? Like if this was like 2020 Lakers, I probably would have made like going into the fourth, I probably would have made the stream like, oh, Lakers are winning. But the problem is like when it's a tight game and it's like, I mean, the Lakers almost sold this game. Like they're up 5 and they turn the ball over and Maxey luckily missed that. If he hits that, Lakers might be cooked. So that's the problem. Usually I can't make the stream until like literally the buzzer sounds because the Lakers are usually in a tight game. So it just depends on how the Lakers perform. Luckily, the Lakers played the right way today, and they were able to pull it out. And then, with all the fouls and stuff, I was able to get the stream together when they were up like 7 with like a minute left. But I almost had to like change the title. I posted the stream and then I was like, no, please don't make me have to change this. Stockton coming out the $2 super chat. March Madness greater than the NBA. Who you got winning March? To be honest, this year I like almost rarely followed like the actual teams. I followed a lot of players just because I'm gonna have to make, or not have to, but I want to as a content creator this year, this being like the first year and stuff like that. I've been following a lot of players, especially ones that I think will land in the Lakers range. It also depends on, what did the Pelicans do with the pick, stuff like that, which I think they'll probably take the pick this year. Makes sense that they would, because the Lakers have been bad. Like, what if the Lakers get another star and now you miss out? You might as well kind of take what you can get now. So, like, I know, like, the teams that are, like, if I had to take a team, probably take Houston. I think Houston's looked, from what I've seen, again, I haven't, like, there have been years where, like, I have analyzed and gone through, like, the trenches on that stuff. This year, just not so much, again, with the YouTube channels and just trying to, because of the YouTube channels, it shifted my focus where when I was just a fan, I was able to kind of go through the rigmarole of the season. But now that, doing content creation and doing this for a living, it's like, all right, well, now I got to shift. So it's just mostly me analyzing specific players, keeping an eye, tracking on specific players, and then also more diving in on which I've always done, but even more so on like the analytic side of things in basketball. Just so, when we have our discussions and our talks and stuff like that, I can give you guys actual information rather than just like from a fan's perspective. So, yeah, to be honest, I don't like a dark horse. I couldn't tell you. I can tell you who the good teams are. But if I had to bet on anybody, it'd be Houston. So yeah, but appreciate you, Doc. Appreciate you. I'm sure you're a little disappointed. I'm sure that's not the answer you wanted, but like I said, trying to expedite this channel a little bit. So this thing's just taken all of my attention, all of my focus. Let's see. Ain't it crazy that the Lakers and Sixers got the same record, but one is the 10th and one is the 7th? Yeah, I mean, it just shows you what the East is. The West, doesn't the West have like some insane win percentage against the against the Eastern Conference? Like the West is just the West. I mean, you look out, the East is just the East is what I meant. You look at the West, you can genuinely make an argument for like 1 through 10 to win the championship. I mean, you think, yeah, I think the Warriors and the Lakers are 9th and 10th. Like you could make a genuine argument for those two teams to come out and end up winning the NBA championship if they go on a run. The East, you're like, okay, Boston, Milwaukee, maybe, but Milwaukee's been rough, but you could easily make an argument for Milwaukee. So we're sticking with that. So just go Boston, Milwaukee. I think the Knicks, fully healthy, they might be the second best team in the East this season. Like they were looking fantastic before all the injuries happened. And then outside of that, it's like, does anyone really think Cleveland's winning? Probably not. Miami, you can never count Miami out, right? Miami's just a crazy team, but the Sixers, even if Joel Embiid comes, maybe you can make an argument for them. But like, what does he look like? It's just how it is, right? West, East. Ugly game for the Lakers. Luckily, Embiid was not playing. Yeah, definitely. Lakers in 5. Let's get it. 20 turnovers is unacceptable. Yeah, we got lucky with that win. Shaking my head. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take the win regardless. But yes, that was atrocious. AR does need to stop forcing. It's driving me crazy. Spencer Doolittle was a little more useful this game. Yeah, he was solid. Yeah. Full steals for the Sixers. Yeah. Man, our guards are really unathletic. Yeah. I mean, more than anything, like this offseason, we really got to get some athleticism at the guard position. Like genuine. I think we need some like either A, you got to get another star because another star could offset everything. Get another star, or you got to get some athleticism out on the perimeter and like some legit two-way athleticism, and then get a burly center, somebody that can fill in and play alongside 80 or back up 80. Those are like the three things I want more than anything. So we'll see how the offseason goes, but I still believe in this team going through the regular season. So you can tell Austin isn't in his comfort zone. Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. He's been like that all year. He has like, he'll have like 4 or 5 games where he just looks great, and you're just like, there he is. And then you have another like 5 games where he's just bad, and you're just like, dude, what's going on here? It's also the problem is that like if he was serviceable defensively, it wouldn't be as highlighted. But the problem is that like if he's not cooking and he's not scoring the basketball, then he's like literally unplayable because he can't defend anybody. Teams are targeting him. He's turning the ball over. He doesn't handle ball pressure. I mean, if he's not scoring and he's not being effective on the offensive side, it's just like, get him out the game, man. So I don't know. I don't know why Austin got so many minutes this game. Made no sense. Also, we need to learn how to play this same defense as the Sixers run. Well, the Sixers have a lot of just size and athleticism out on the perimeter. They got a lot of speed. They got, Maxey, he's solid, but you think they got guys like, Kelly Oubre. You add in other guys like, why am I blanking on this team? Why am I blanking on Nicholas Batum? Good size, right? You got even Cameron Payne. He's got some length and stuff, can defend. And he didn't play today, but like Covington, is another guy. They had a defensive scheme. They used their size and the length to disrupt Anthony Davis when he got the ball down low, and the Lakers just didn't take care of the basketball. I mean, that helps. The Lakers took care of the basketball. A lot of the turnovers were just careless, is what they were. They were just careless turnovers. Take care of the careless turnovers. It's probably a blowout. Like, the turnovers is what we're keeping them in this game. But Spencer carried our bench. Yeah, the problem is that, like, I still hate the way that they utilize Spencer. And two, although I'm hoping, because he did have the ball in his hands a little more, which I'm hoping continues to be a trend. But he's literally our only offense off the bench. Like, our starters, they talked about it in the game. The starters are like the most score the most points for a starting unit since like 1976, 77, since the merger or something like that. So our starting unit is like insanely good offensively. But the problem is that like it's all of our scoring is in the starting unit. You have no scoring off the bench. That's why I really want Darvin Ham to say, Spence, you're the backup point guard. Put the ball in his hands and let him, when D'Lo goes to the bench and LeBron goes to the bench, let Spencer Dinwiddie run the show. Let him make plays. Let him get to the basket. Let him hoot shots. Let him generate offense through assists. Right? Like the guy can be a 17-9 guy. Now, I don't think he'll be a 17-9 guy off the bench, but could he be half of that off the bench? Could he give us like 10-5 off the bench? I don't think that's unrealistic if you actually put the ball in his hands and let him play the point guard role. Like, otherwise, why did we get him? Right? Like, yeah, he was great today, but again, it was all threes. Literally, all of his shot attempts were threes. Not all of them, but like 90% of them. He had what? Let's see. He took 8 shot attempts and 6 of them were threes. He's literally just a spot-up corner three-point shooter, which to me, if you wanted and you were looking for something like that, you should have just gotten a Joe Harris or a Daniel House. Like, why not get one of those two and bring one of those two in and let them just – because that's what they're specializing. That's what they're good at, hitting threes, especially in the corner, right? Like, I would have rather you do that than bring in a guy that fixes a huge hole that the Lakers have, which is bench scoring and playmaking off the bench. He fixes it. You have one guy that solves everything, yet you fail to utilize him properly. It drives me crazy. It does. Drives me crazy. But anyway, Braun 8, D'Lo 5 turnovers. Please don't do that ever again. Yeah, facts. Got to take care of the basketball. Got to take care of it. I mean, like I said, LeBron had more turnovers than he did assists. And we almost, as a team, we had 22 assists and 21 turnovers. That's crazy. Crazy. And the fact that we still won is even crazier. Why did the Sixers play better defense than we do when we got AD? Because, like I said, they got more out on the perimeter, right? Like D'Lo, Reeves, Rui, they're slow-footed. They're not quick-footed, right? Like we don't have any athleticism out on the perimeter. Like Kelly Oubre is athletic, man. Like that means he's been, building his career as a 3-and-D style guy and a guy that can put the ball on the deck and get to the hoop. Right? Like they just have the pieces that they need. We don't. Was trying to force the ball to AD way too much. Yeah, I'm happy at least a win gave us hope. Yep. What did Max Christie even do? Nothing really. He didn't play a ton, which I thought without Prince he would have played a little more today. But he played 16 minutes and didn't take a single shot. Just rebounds. Gave us 2 rebounds. Let's see. Had some good D. Major pause. Ham never utilizes. Yep. Who's Ham's baby daddy? Prince, and he's not there. Prince wasn't there. Baby daddy got the day off. This team plays every game like they can't wait to take their foot off the gas. Yeah, and that's the thing that is so frustrating and frightens me. It's like every game they wait for the fourth quarter and they're like, all right, time to go. When the Lakers have only lost like one game when they have a lead in the fourth. Like the last team to do that was the Lakers when they went undefeated with a lead in the fourth. Like the Lakers, when they play the right way and they have a lead going into the fourth, we're the best fourth quarter team in the league. But the problem is, like, that's all the Lakers want to do. all right, let's just keep it close. So in the fourth quarter, we can turn it on, close this game out. It's frustrating. It's like, come on, man. If you played the right way, you wouldn't have to do that. You wouldn't have to overexert yourself in the fourth. He doesn't utilize mismatches. Agreed. Couldn't even close out the game without a scare yet, which is frustrating and infuriating in and of itself. We need Gabe to help our bench. Need bench, yeah. I mean, I guess, but ain't no Kings at the ninth seed. Yeah. We should have been up 20. Man. Is D'Lo is a better 3-point shooter than Kobe? Yes. He's like Beetlejuice. You say his name too many times, he's gonna appear. Disgusting turnovers. I'm with you. Let's see. Lakers, baby. I love it. What would happen if Joel was there? Please, no. I mean, yeah, but I mean, you could make the argument about like that with several things. Like, what does it look like if we had all our guys, like all of our defense pieces, and Jared Vanderbilt's there? Does Tyrese Max go off for 27? Does he help with the rebound department? Like also Anthony Dave, or if Joel Embiid's in the game, everything changes. Like our entire plan changes. Our offensive scheme and our defense scheme changes. Like, it's a domino effect, right? You would think like, oh, you add in, and look, I've said this stuff about like, like what if LeBron played or what if AD played, right? It's like everything changes though. Everything. Like if Joel Embiid plays, the Sixers plan is completely different. So just something to keep in mind. Great win, yo. Was there. What's up, Daniel? Appreciate you being here. And yes, that I mean, yeah, a win, great win, sure, but I don't know. I wouldn't personally call it a great win, but I have no problems with you calling it a great win, Daniel. I love this version of Spencer Dinwiddie. I don't. I think the best version of Spencer Dinwiddie is you give him the basketball and you let him go to work when D'Lo and LeBron are on the bench, personally, but that's just me. This was sloppy basketball, Lee, without a doubt. I mean, that's a nice way to put it. I obviously don't think I own the team. Sorry, just somebody else. Man, is our defense ever going to tighten up? Look at the Sixers; they got semi-defenders, but they still try. Yeah, but it's the don't underestimate athleticism. Don't underestimate like real length and size. Like they're a roster full of long, lengthy guys that are just more athletic than our guys. Like even like you look at guys like Nicholas Batum isn't known as like some crazy foot speed guy, but he's quicker than Reeves. He's quicker than D'Lo. It's like like that can be the difference, right? But also it's locking down, engaging. Like there's a lot of things that go into it. It's frustrating the way that we play. Frustrating to put it nicely. Stakes coming out $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Dinwiddie needs more on-ball reps. I'm right there with you. I don't understand. I don't get it, and it drives me crazy. I don't know why you went and got Spencer Dinwiddie to have him play a role that he's never played in his career. He's literally just a 3-and-D player at this point. But that's not what his game is. It's not what he's best at. That's not what the Lakers need. I mean, yes, the Lakers need a legit 3-and-D player, but that's not his game. Like if we got Royce O'Neal, sure, but we didn't. We got Spencer Dinwiddie. So put Spencer Dinwiddie in the position that he's best at. Hey, D'Lo and LeBron are on the bench. Here you go, Spence. Go run the pick and roll. Go run the offense. Go find your offense. Go score the basketball. I said it earlier. I genuinely believe if he was given the proper role and opportunity, I think he could be a 10-and-5 guy off the bench, which might not sound like a ton, but in a bench role as like your fourth ball handler, third ball handler, it's really good, right? And on top of that, that's not counting the occasional game that he'd probably go and drop 20. It's probably not counting the occasional game where he goes and gives you 15, right? Like to me, it's like you have a very obvious need that Spencer Dinwiddie fixes and helps and solves, and you just do the opposite. It's just, I don't know. I don't get it. But um, let's see what else. Appreciate you, Stakes. Um, uh, Lakers are below average. Well, I mean, they're not a below 500 team, so I wouldn't say they're below average, but they haven't been great. I'll tell you that. Let's see. Sorry, trying to find something to meet. Appreciate you guys. I feel like we could still get high 40 wins. We absolutely can. I mean, if we go 10-3, like I believe we need to, that's 47 wins. If you look at the last like 2 years, here, let's do this in real time. We'll do this together. So 2022, 2023 NBA standings. All right. So last year's standings, you had, sorry, hang on. Here we go. Okay. So in the West, the Lakers had 43 wins and they were the 7th seed. Right? So with 43 wins last year, for 47 wins, they would have been the 4 seed. They would have been one shy of the 3 seed. Now let's look up 2021, 2022 NBA standings. All right, so in 2021, 2022, 47 wins would have gotten you the 7th seed. So Minnesota had 46 wins, and they were the 7th seed. The Nuggets with 48 wins were the 6th seed. So let's say it's something like that. So 47 wins should theoretically get you to the 7th or 8th seed. Minimum. So if we genuinely want the 7th or 8th seed, then we need to basically win 47 games. 46 maybe gets you to the 8th seed. But also, luckily, all the teams that are ahead of us play each other. Some play each other multiple times. Like the Suns play the Pelicans twice. They play the Kings. So there's like all the teams in front of us all play each other multiple times. And somebody's got to win those games. So, one of these teams is going to have to slide. At least one of them. One of them is going to end up losing a good majority of their games. Which team is it? I don't know. But the Lakers if the Lakers do their part and they win and they go 9-4 or 10-3 over this stretch, well, then guess what? The Lakers probably end up with the 8th seed minimum, maybe even the 7th seed, which would be even nice because then you get a home game for that tournament. But at least one of these teams they're going to have to, because again, they play each other multiple times. And that's not counting the other schedule. I think if I had to bet on a team to do it, I think it's the Phoenix Suns. I think the Suns will be the team that ends up skidding because again, they have their schedule is brutal, and their only 2 easy games is against the Spurs. Those are the only 2 games that are left that are going to be easy for them, and the Spurs are 2-0 against them. So I think that the Lakers are going to be in good shape if they do their part. I like Cam's defense on Maxey. Yeah, I would have liked a little. It's his first game back, so I get it. But I would have liked a little more of just like letting him kind of free range defend on Maxey. I think that would have maybe slowed him down a little bit. I mean, Maxey didn't go off for anything crazy. I mean, he scored 27, which is, I mean, that's not good. You want to keep guys, but if he would have went off for like 40, and he didn't shoot great. Like he scored 27 on 26 attempts. It's not good, right? Like he was 10 of 26 from the field, 1 of 9 from three. So, yeah, I mean the Lakers did a good job on him, right? I mean that literally could have been the difference between winning and losing this game if he would have dropped 27 on 14 attempts or something like that. Um, but appreciate you. Thank you. Uh, Out of these three, who has the best chance of becoming the new face in the league? Anthony Edwards, Wemby, Luca, and by the way, Wemby is 20, and is 22. Luca is 25. It's going to be Anthony Edwards or Victor Wembanyama. If I had to like give you a like bet on it, I would take Victor Wembanyama for a couple of reasons. I think one, he's already looked special. I don't see that changing. And two, the NBA is really focused on making this like an international game. I mean, and look, I mean, the top guys in the league are international players, but like Victor is polarizing. Like Jokic, love Jokic, but he's not really polarized. Like he's kind of boring, right? Like, and I'm not talking about like his personality and stuff. I'm talking about like his game. His game is really boring. It's just like like it's like okay, like Giannis is a little more fun, a little more explosive, but he's limited, right? Like, yeah, he's more of just like put his head down, power through you, dunk. You know, he can hit the occasional jump shot. But like, Joel Embiid is definitely another guy that can do a little bit of everything. But Wimby just, I mean, he has like like genuine, like insane ESPN top five or well top 10, but at bare minimum top five every game. Like every game you watch something, you're just like, wow, that guy just did that. Like so to me, I think Wimby is going to end up being the guy. I just think that with the global push that the NBA is doing, I think with his talent level and what he's going to be able to do, I think also with like him being an alien, right? I think that's going to go a long way. But Anthony Edwards is my favorite player right now. I love watching Anthony Edwards play. That kid is so polarizing, so good. That like you could tell me in 3 years Anthony Edwards is the best player in the league, and I'd believe it. Like Anthony Edwards is ridiculous, ridiculous. Like it's going to be awesome. But yeah, if I had I would say Wimby. Um, Hopefully AR works on his stamina. I feel like if he's challenged defensively, his offense gets taken out. He also got to work on the strength and defensive IQ. I can't stand him jumping on every pump fake. Yeah, you got to keep your feet on the ground, man. Can't be falling for everything. LeBron had 8 turnovers, which is terrible. AR is in all of our worst defensive rated lineups. He needs to be 6-man. Agreed. Look, I'm stress this. The Lakers are 7 points better with him off the court. Like, tells you what you need to know. Lakers can beat good Eastern Conference teams, but struggle in the West. That isn't a good playoff strategy. Yeah, but I mean, outside of Denver, the Lakers have beaten every team in the West. Right? Like the Lakers have looked good against all the teams in the West. So, I mean, they've also looked bad against all the teams in the West, but like the only team that I really worry about is Denver and Sacramento, right? Those are the only 2 teams that have beaten us that we don't even look good against. We don't like we just don't. We don't look good at all against. Um Bro is recording in an art museum. That's great. Uh Dinwiddie should keep that haircut. Sixers were bullies. Refs made no calls until late in the game. Uh Should we keep Davis at the 5 until next year? Yeah, I mean you got to until next season. Yeah, you got it. Like who else? What else are we gonna do? And like I said, I think one LeBron playing the 3 is not a great idea. I mean he takes so many defensive plays off, right? Kind of get away with that when he's playing the 4. Can't really get away with that when he's playing the 3. I mean most threes in this league will make you pay, right? If he's just kind of standing there just letting guys shoot. I mean, he doesn't even challenge at times. So I don't see a scenario where like what do you do? What else do you do with LeBron? Now, I do think if everyone's healthy, you still keep 80 at the 5, but I think you could if you have Vanderbilt, you could move Rui to the 4 and then kind of have like a big lineup and go with like D'Lo, LeBron, Vando, Rui, and AD. I think that could work. And then hopefully, because it's the playoffs, LeBron James locks down a little bit and takes it a little more serious on the defensive side. It's the hope, at least. Let's see. What is up with all the turnovers? The Lakers must have rolled one. Yeah, the Lakers, man, they got to take care of the basketball. How got to take care of the basketball? Um, how many wins you got the Lakers ending on? At least bare minimum, I think that they get 46 wins. I said that I thought originally I said I thought that they needed 45 to get into the top 8, but the way it's shaping up, it's looking like they're going to need 46 at least. So I'm going to say at least 46 wins, but I'll go out on a limb and I'll say the Lakers go 10-3, which would give them 47. But they'll finish 10-3 in this 13 game stretch. I mean, hey, they just finished the month of March or the month of February going 9-3 in 12 games. So it's only one more game. So can you do that? Can you replicate that again? And this schedule is favorable for that. What seed do we finish as? I think we finish as the 8th seed. I'm gonna go out there. Like if I had to bet on it, I'd probably say 9th or 10th. But as the optimistic guy, I'll say the 8th seed. Because I really think somebody's going to skid. Again, all these teams play each other. Like multiple. I mean, even the Lakers play the Pelicans again and the Warriors, but Warriors aren't in front of us. They're behind us, which we have to win that game. By the way. But yeah, I mean the Lakers are in great shape. If they win 10 games and go with 47 wins, I'm very confident that they get the AC. Not if they get 9 wins and go with 46, I think it's a coin flip. Same thing with 45. I think it's a coin flip, but anything less than that. So basically, they can't lose more than 4 games. Really, they lose more than 4 games. I think Lakers are cooked. Enjoy the 9th seed. Maybe you get lucky, but is Spence frustrated? He said something about him being used like Reggie Bullock. I mean, I'm sure I would be. You came there probably thinking you were going to play a specific role and be basically play the role that you played your entire career, and now you're playing, a different role. We could use Max Christie for that. We don't need that from Spencer Dinwiddie. Agreed. Put the ball in Dinwiddie's hands and let him go to work. We could easily go 10-2. There are no more tough teams that we have trouble matching up with. Yeah, Lakers. I mean, look. The Lakers could, counting this game, I mean, they could go 13-0. Like seriously, you look at their schedule, and it's not that crazy. And some of these teams may end up just packing it in towards the end of the season, right? Like, but again, it's like what Lakers are going to show up, right? What Laker team are we going to get? That's the problem. It's not them actually like matching up and stuff. It's just are we going to get this Lakers team, or are we going to get the team that played against Atlanta, right? Like Pacers, we're at home, got to beat the Pacers at home. The Bucks, that's going to be tough, but can we beat the Bucks? Absolutely. You got the Grizzlies should be a win. Pacers on the road, that's going to be tough. The Nets you should beat. The Raptors you should beat. The Wizards you should beat. The Cavs, they may end up just sitting Donovan Mitchell the rest of the way, so they might not have Mitchell. You should win that game. Timberwolves aren't going to have Karl Anthony Towns, and you're at home. You got to win that game. The Warriors, you're at home. You got to win that game. Then you go to Memphis, and then you go to the Pelicans. Right? And the Pelicans are probably not going to have Brandon Ingram. And depending on where they are, they might just pack it up and just say, hey, let's not risk Ingram and Ingram and Zion and CJ and just concede to the Lakers for this game and let's get healthy going into the playoffs, right? If they're like the 5th seed or the 6th seed, right? They have that basically locked up. Why risk it? Because you're going to need those guys as healthy as possible. So realistically, let's say on the road to the Bucks is an L. Let's say the Pacers on the road, because you play them twice in a 4-game span. That's tough. It is tough to beat somebody that many times. And then let's say you can lose one of the Cavs or the Timberwolves. That'd be 3 losses, right? Beat the Pacers at home, beat the Grizzlies on the road, beat the Nets on the road, beat the Raptors on the road, beat the Wizards on the road, and then lose to one of the Cavs or the Timberwolves. Let's say you lose to the Cavs, you beat the Timberwolves, and then you beat the Warriors, beat the Grizzlies, beat the Pelicans. Boom, now we're in business. At least that's the hope, right? At least that's the hope. But we'll see. Time will tell in that regard. Guys, I'm coming in hot with the $5 chat. Thank you so much. I'm not one to mention missed calls, but there was a sloppy game defensively. They got away with a lot in the second half. Also, damn, no Rui in the fourth. Yeah, like I mentioned it earlier. I don't know if you were hearing that, but talked about that earlier, how like Rui was dominant early on, scored our first 7 points, and then the way that they were running their defense was to basically just trap Anthony Davis and protect the paint. Like, I think this was a great game to just get Rui going and just like put Rui in position to he probably would have had 10 wide open mid ranges the way that they were defending. If you just basically put him alongside Anthony Davis and then Anthony Davis just has him to dump it down to, or Rui being a cutter towards the basket where AD could just dump it down to. Like, I think that this would have been a great game for Rui to like go and drop 25 to 30. But again, it's the lack of acknowledgement from the head coach, lack of utilization from the head coach. It's frustrating. But yeah, I mean, this is a sloppy game period. They did get away with a lot, but you know, can't always count on others. You gotta play the right way. You gotta do what you gotta do. You know, you gotta like we didn't commit 20 turnovers because of the refs, or 21 turnovers. We had 21 turnovers and 22 assists. We had almost as many turnovers as we did assists. Like that, you're not winning many games that way, you know. So to me, it's just like play the right way, and you're gonna win. Play the wrong way, and more times than that, you're gonna lose. Right? It's just which team do we get game in and game out? That's the problem. It's like you look at the Atlanta game, and it was like, oh man, yeah, I get it was Atlanta, but still, like it was the way the Lakers played. 39 assists to 8 turnovers. You know, guys are hitting shots. AD, LeBron being aggressive, setting the tone. Defense looked good. Austin Reeves was staying in front of guys, moving his feet well. It's just like you look at that game. It's like, okay, this is the Laker team that'll go 10-3. And then you look at this game tonight, and it's like, okay, this is the Laker team that's going to go, 8-6 or 8-5, whatever. It's just like, come on, man. Like you got to find that balance. But anyway, I appreciate you. I do. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's see. Oh, darn it. Just like. Let's get Miles Bridges fresh start. I would love Miles Bridges. Lakers are missing Lonnie Walker's skill set bad. I mean, as a scorer off the bench, yes, I think he'd be helpful. I think he would be more helpful with this current team right now, especially with all the injuries and stuff like that, than he was more so with last year. But he doesn't solve like the point of attack defense. He solves some of the athleticism issues. That would be nice. But I mean, Lonnie helps in some departments, but like, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't hate it. Like if we had Lonnie, that would be nice, right? Just a guy that you give the ball to and let him just go get buckets. And his athleticism more than anything. Let's see. I'm pretty sure we are like 30-1. into the fourth with the lead. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't say it was 31, but I know we only lost one. We've only lost one game with the fourth quarter lead. The last time the Lakers did something like that, we won the championship when we in the 2020 year where we lost 0 leads when we were up into the fourth. And that's what I'm talking about. You play the right way. Play the right way. You build the lead, you go into the fourth, and then us being the best fourth quarter team, you're gonna close, you're gonna win. So that's the thing. Hopefully Lakers end up figuring that out. Let's see. Next year, the West is going to be a bloodbath. Imagine having Houston, Memphis, Utah all fighting for playoff contention. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun to watch. I mean, I'm excited for the playoffs this year and the play-in. I mean, again, even this year, you can make a genuine argument for all 10 teams, like a real one for all 10 teams. Like, what year have you been able to do that, right? Like, there's always like a team or two that's like in it where you're just like, they don't really have a chance. Like, you can make an argument for pretty much every team. Obviously, some teams have more chances than others, but still, it's like there's 10 teams that I think you could make a valuable argument for. David, coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. LeBron Lakers are not activating playoff mode yet. I simultaneously feel hopeful and hopeless for this Lakers team. Rondo as a head coach, your thoughts? First off, yeah, it's like, so like AD and D'Lo talked about how like, oh, this is LeBron's shifting gears here because no, we're 13 games away from the playoffs or play-in, and so he's supposed to be shifting gears, which 8 turnovers is not a great way to shift gears. But you saw that in the Atlanta game, so I was like, okay, cool. But I'm hoping that this was just that. Hey, we had 3 days off. They probably didn't practice or anything, and it's just the rust game, right? They didn't shoot the ball particularly from 3-point range. They did, but overall, they didn't shoot particularly well. Right? They had their struggles. They missed a lot of like just gimme buckets. So I'm hoping, again, big hope is that the Lakers basically figure it out the rest of the way. Right, you're playing Indiana. I'm hoping they show up for Indiana. They take care of the basketball. They know how to beat Indiana because we beat them in the in-season tournament, which is you put AD and LeBron down on the block and everything runs through them. Play them exactly the way you did in the in-season tournament, and you should be able to beat them both times because you have a mismatch. Yeah, they have Pascal Siakam now, but still, like Siakam isn't stopping LeBron or AD. So put them down there and let them just go to work and make them adjust to beat you. So I'm hoping, like you said, hopeful and hopeless. So if the Lakers get into the playoffs, I'm actually very confident and hopeful. Obviously, if we play Denver or something like that, it's like, right? But I'd rather have a chance than not at all. I'd rather play Denver. Like if you told me, like, hey, you got to play Denver in the first round, sure. Right? I'd rather play Denver than not make the playoffs at all. At least we have a chance. Right. But outside of Denver, I have a ton of confidence in this Lakers team and to win a 7-game series and get it done. It's just getting there. That's where the hopelessness, right? The hopefulness is like get to the playoffs and I like our chances. The hopelessness is like, can we get to the playoffs? That's where the problem lies. But if we can, I think the Lakers are in good shape. And then Rondo as a head coach, who was it? It was LeBron said, I'm surprised Rondo isn't already. I agree. I think I'm a little surprised he is too. He's had a lot of like off-court personal stuff happen to him the last like few years. So maybe that's part of it. Maybe that's why. If he can kind of keep his head down and let the dust settle, right? Then maybe he comes in as like an assistant coach or something and then gets a head coaching job. But yeah, I'm surprised he's not coaching either. I wouldn't mind it. You know, the thing is that there's the concern of just, first year head coach, right? Like, how does he look as a head coach? Is he good? Is he bad? Right? He's got the mind. And I have no concerns about the mind and the adjustments and things like that. It's just there's a lot of like technicalities that go into coaching, right? Can he do that to an NBA level? Sure. It's one thing when you're a player and you're grabbing the whiteboard and you're drawing up a play or you're doing whatever. It's another thing to kind of have the ins and outs. But the way you could solve that is to have, like, say, a Terry Stotts or something like that alongside Rondo. So Rondo's kind of the mind that's operating everything, and then you have the X's and O's guy that's the coaching side. I'd be all for that. I wouldn't hate it. Wouldn't hate it at all. But great question. And again, David, thank you. I really appreciate it. If we can steal one of the Pacers or Bucks games on the road, I like our chances. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, if we can win one of those, that'd be beautiful. I mean, look, I just broke down the 3 games I think the Lakers lose. Now it's possible that they win one of those that they weren't supposed to lose. It's also possible that they lose one that they were supposed to win. But hopefully the Lakers do what they need to do and get this done. I can't wait till the offseason. It's going to be a lot going on. I'm looking forward to it. From like the content creator side of me, that's going to have like a bunch of stuff and like a ton of things to talk about and all the trades and free agents and draft and stuff. Content creator side is very excited for that too. But the fan side of me, I want to believe in the Lakers. Like I want to see us get into the playoffs and just see what happens. Again, I'll take our chances. So it's always this push and pull. Stop playing with your food. Refs need to be held more accountable. Shouldn't take a full burner account off court incident to get someone fired. FX. I like Lonnie Walker's athleticism, speed. Yeah, that's one of the things that I think he'd be huge for. Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis plays better with another big on the floor. Yeah, because he has help. I agree. Problem is LeBron. Some of these teams need to move east. It's so imbalanced, GFX. Imagine next year's draft class only having scrubs. There could be 15 teams that have a chance to win it all. You never know. You look crazy tired. I am very tired, but it's all right. Go to bed. Thank you. I appreciate you. No, I know I'm almost to the end of the chat, so I'm going to finish the chat and then get to the end here, and then I'll sign off and then start setting things up for tomorrow. And then, get a little shut-eye. But Schroeder's athleticism and heart for the game is what we need the most. That'd be nice. Bro, what is your thoughts on Vando and Gabe? Do you really think they're going to make it back? I don't know what to believe, all the reports. I mean, the only everyone keeps saying they are coming back except for CBS Sports. Like CBS Sports is basically the one shotgunning that they're not coming back. So again, you have 10 two will be there at some point. And then you have CBS Sports that's no, they're not coming back. They're done for the season. If I had to guess, Gabe Vincent, I think, comes back for sure. I don't want to say for sure because I don't like speaking in definitives, but I think it's pretty confident that he comes back at some point. Vando was the guy that was always kind of a question mark. Vando was always the guy that's he saved himself from season-ending injury, but it is something that is pretty significant that's going to take some time to come back. So my hope is that he's ramping up, he's starting to work, he's starting to look good. If I had to guess, I say they both come back. It's just when and what do they look like, right? Because hopefully they're both back with at least 5 games. If they both can come back the first or second game of April, I will be very confident because they'll have 5 or 6 games to kind of work off the rust and integrate themselves and kind of get themselves in order. That way we can ride some momentum into the playoffs. So that's my hope. If I had to guess, I'd say that they're going to be back because there's just so many credible people that have all said that the chances of them coming back are high, especially Gabe Vincent. Gabe Vincent is the one that everyone's no, he's coming back. And so I'm gonna go with the consensus because more times than not, we've seen people say, "Oh, this guy is this," and I don't remember who it was off the top of my head, but it was a guy for like the LA Times or Yahoo Sports or something like that said that the Lakers were looking to trade LeBron and that the trade was coming, and everyone said no, that's not true. But he like stuck by his guns and said no, it is true. That's what I heard. Again, it's where do you get the information, right? Like there are people that have reported that actually have that we know have guys inside the organization that are credible, right? Because of the track record, their history. But you know, CBS Sports, like where they get because there's a difference, like from getting it from the head coach or the trainer or one of the assistants or whatever. And then if CBS is, and I'm not saying that they are, I don't know, but I'm saying like if CBS is getting the report from like the ticket stand guy or like the concessions clerk or the janitor or something, like that doesn't hold the same weight as like an executive saying like no, he's coming back, right? Like it just depends on where the information's coming from. We should. Let's see. Lonnie Walker and Schroeder were our main X factors outside of Vando last year. Spam the chat. Don't let them sleep. How realistic is it that we beat the Pacers twice? I mean, it's tough. Can we? Of course, but it's going to be tough. That's why, like earlier, I was saying probably lose to the Bucks, probably lose to the Pacers on the road, beat the Pacers at home, lose to those two teams on the road, and then lose to one of the Cavs or the Timberwolves, and you're good. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Push it to the limit. Tyler, do you think Ham is here next year? I do not. I don't. I like if the Lakers like win the championship or something, then maybe. But anything outside of that, I think he's gone. I mean, are we really that excited for Gabe? I am. I know a lot of people aren't, which is understandable since he's only played 5 games. But he has the potential to help a lot. Talking about a guy that elevates in the playoffs, that has been there, done that, was a starting point guard on a finals team. He's a guy that is a legit point of attack defensive guy, a legit 3-and-D style point guard, in the form of like an Avery Bradley, a Norris Cole, Mario Chalmers, a George Hill. Those guys always seem to have success alongside LeBron James. If he can kind of do that, then get back to that. That would be huge. Every time Vando gets back, man, he gets hurt again. Yeah, I mean, part of that is just the exertion he has on the defensive side. Sleep is my cousin. Lose to the Cavs and Timberwolves. I mean, if you beat the Pacers twice, then sure. But like I said, the Lakers can only afford to lose like 3 games. But anyway, I got to the end of the chat. I appreciate you guys. Everyone that was here, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Seriously, you guys are awesome. Everyone that gave me super chats, thank you so very much. Really, it does. But he doesn't have that much time though. He's got to shake back quick. Yeah, I'm with you. But yeah. Anyway, again, appreciate you guys. Thank you all so very much. Everyone give me super chats. Thank you. If you haven't liked the video, hit that like button. I really do appreciate it. Now let's go bounce back and not bounce back, but continue our streak. That's right. Dude, Houston's winning 7 straight games. Can the Lakers do that? Please. Lakers win 7 straight games. I will feel so confident in the Lakers making the playoffs. But anyway, I appreciate you guys. And I will see you all in the next one.